Hi guys, so you are going to complete your second note video. So go ahead and title your notes Standard 3, Evaluating Expressions. Some vocabulary review. So when we talk about evaluating an expression, that means that we're going to find its value. So it has an unknown value, and we are going to solve to find its value. All right, so when we are doing this, we are given an example problem or a problem with variables in it. So, for example, example 1, 4 times a plus 9b minus 2c. So, if you look over here, it says if a equals 1, b equals 4, and c equals 6. So, we are going to plug in. We're going to actually plug in. So, a is equal to 1, and we're going to plug that in right here where we see an A. So if we have multiple A's in this problem, everywhere we would see an A, we would put a 1. So that is the plug part of that at the top. And then the second part is to chug. So after you plug in all your numbers where there's a variable, you are going to chug. You are going to evaluate the expression. So we're going to get a value for this. So let's go ahead and do that now. So copy down example 1 in your notes. You can pause the video here if you need to. And then when you press play, you will catch up with me. So I'm going to copy my problem down. 4 times 1 plus 9 times 4 minus 2 times 6. So all I did is I took whatever the variable was equal to and I plugged in the number where the variable was in the problem. Okay, so 4 times 1 is 4 plus 9 times 4, which is 36, minus 2 times 6, which is 12. All right, 4 plus 36 gives us 40 minus 12. So if you are noticing my work, it's kind of following the same process that we did for order of operations. So I'm making sure when I'm down to addition and subtraction, I am moving left to right in my problem. So now I'm ready to complete the last part, which is subtraction. So 40 minus 12 will give me a final answer of 28. All right, let's go ahead and move on to example 2. This one looks a little bit more complicated. We now have 4 terms compared to the 3 that we just completed, but we only have 2 variables. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to plug in the values for our variables into our expression. So 8 times 1 plus 5 times 4 minus 11 times 1 minus 7 times 4. Okay, so we're going to go through this and we're going to start multiplying. So 8 times 1 is 8 plus 5 times 4, which is 20, minus 11 minus 28. All right, so 8 plus 28, or 8 plus 20 equals 28, minus 11 minus 28. 28 minus 11, so we're using our PEMDAS right now. I'm moving through my problem left to right. So 28 minus 11 is 17. Bring down our minus 28, and we complete that part of our problem, 17 minus 28, and we get a negative 11 as our final answer. All right, we have one more example problem to do together. And if the video is going too fast for you to remember, you can always pause, copy the problem down, and then listen to me work through the problem. All right, example 3. So the one thing I want us to remember here, and we talked about this during order of operations, is this bar right here. So that bar is the division bar. So that means that we're going to be dividing. So just keep that in mind as we're working through this problem. We're still going to plug in, just like we did in the last 2 examples, and then we're going to chug through it. So Everywhere I see a C, I'm going to plug in the number 6. And everywhere I see the letter B, I'm going to plug in 4. Okay. So 2 times 6 plus 4 divided by 4. So I'm going to start with the top of my problem. So 2 times 6 is 12. I'm bringing the plus 4 and divided by 4. 12 plus 4 is 16. Divided by 4. And our final answer is 4. So you're doing, the only stuff that's changing here from order of operations is that you are plugging in a number for a variable and then completing your order of operations. Okay, so there are 3 U-Try problems that I want you guys to go ahead and try at home on your own. So you'll work through the problems and you'll work through them as if x is equal to 2, y is equal to 4, and z is equal to 1. So go ahead and pause the video now. Try the problems. As soon as you complete them, you can press play and you'll see me work through the problems. Alright guys, so let me move this down. And let's go ahead and work through these problems together. So for number 1, we're going to go ahead and we're going to plug in. The only variable we have is x. So 3 times 2 plus 4 times 2 to the second power minus 2x. So on this problem, it's going to be really important to remember PEMDAS. So hopefully a lot of you did. And you saw that we had an exponent, and we need to do that before we complete multiplication. So right here is where we have our exponent. So it's 2 to the second power. So we need to complete that first. And 2 to the second power is just like 2 times 2, which is 4. And we're going to rewrite our problem. So bring everything else back down, and we will continue evaluating this expression. All right. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 4 times 4, which is 16, minus, oh boy, we just didn't even write a 2 here. So that should be 2 times 2. There we go. All right, minus 2 times 2, which is 4. So then we're going to go ahead and add and subtract from left to right. So 6 plus 16 gives us 22 minus 4, and our final answer is going to be 18. So if you got 18 for problem number 1, give yourself a pat on the back. That one was a little tricky with the exponent in there. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to U-Try number 2. We have all of the variables in this one. So 5 times 2 plus 4 times 4 minus 1. We need to go ahead and take care of the parentheses first, according to PEMDAS. So 4 times 4 is 16 minus 1. Bring everything else down. We're keeping our work nice and organized. 16 minus 1 is 15. Plus 5 times 2. 5 times 2 is 10. So we have 10 plus 15, making our final answer 25. So again, if you got the correct answer, just give yourself a pat on the back. Great job. Okay, so let's go ahead and complete number 3. Hopefully you've completed it and you're just checking your work with me. So we're going to go ahead and plug in first. So we're going to have on top 2 times 2 times 4. And then we're going to put our division bar. And on the bottom, we're going to have it all divided by 2. So the first thing we need to do is go ahead and complete the top of our division problem. So 2 times 2 is 4. We still have to times that by 4, and that is all divided by 2. 4 times 4 is 16. We divide that by 2. And 16 divided by 2, that is going to give us positive 8. So that's your final answer. You guys completed your second note assignment. So congratulations on that. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your Labor Day weekend. And I look forward to seeing you in class on Tuesday to practice this skill. Have a great weekend, guys.